Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And the tea is being spilt all over the place. Now there are two class action lawsuits against T after the not one but two data breaches. I think they had 2 rounds of data breaches. One leaked driver's license pictures and photos and usernames. Then the other one leaked a bunch of DMs and the
phone
women
numbers and things that were in there.
Phone numbers and a lot of chit chat and some of it very, very personal stuff, including talk about abortions and divorces and all kinds of crazy stuff that women did not think would ever get leaked because they're marketing this app as the safest space to spill the tea.
Well, apparently that's not saying much because it was really easy to get into. But yeah, so far there's been a couple lawsuits filed, and they're from women. I think that there better be some lawsuits allowed to go through for men because as this stuff comes out, it's going to be really obvious that these men had their data compromised, and it was okay when that happened. The entire app was based on compromising the data of men.
Yeah, somebody said in the comments, and now I can't verify this, but somebody said there was a similar app about women and it got taken down like pretty damn quick. So,
well, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, this thing is just, honestly, at this point, I would tell the people behind the app to just shut the damn thing down because I think it's going to get shut down. It's going to get sued into oblivion. There are going to be so many. This is just the first volley. There are going to be so many more lawsuits. Again, like you said, the men who could be blissfully unaware that they've been talked about on the app. Somebody could go to them and be like, hey, John, did you know that, so-and-so said you were a pedophile and or whatever? And, here's your workplace phone number. And hey, did you get fired last month? Well, this is why. There's this whole conversation about you. That's not true.
I think that right now it's just women. And I think it's just highly ironic that they're mad because they're like, I'm going to sue because my personal information, I'm at risk because my data has been disclosed, my picture has been disclosed. But then they were on an app that was like pretty much giving people's men's location, their pictures, private information and things like that. But that was okay. It was okay when they were the ones doing it to men without men's knowledge. But if they knowingly gave them their stuff and it got leaked and they were told it got leaked, then there's a lawsuit,
I just want to point this out. I love this graphic. Here's Jake. He's a really great guy, total sweetheart, and dated my bestie, approved, said no woman ever.
Yeah, if he dated your friend and they broke up, you're not going to be like, oh, he's so great. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Like, oh, geez, why did they break up?
They put Jake in pink so he's less threatening.
Yeah, let's talk about this. There's going to be so much carnage and so much stuff is going to come out. And I think within the next couple of months, there are going to be like entire threads about individuals that have said some really shit stuff on this app. I guarantee it. Oh,
we're not allowed to talk about that because that's giving out the personal and private information.
Well, let's just redact the names or something.
But they're allowed to talk shit about you all you want, but you're not allowed to say anything about them.
So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to news.clownfishtv.com. Check out the members-only content, including some podcasts. Got some more podcasts in the hopper. They are going to go up this week. We had a lot of things happen this week. It's been crazy. 2
different vet trips for 2 different dogs. Gosh, and one of them is currently unconscious at home.
Yes. So let's talk about this. Yeah, kind of like at Bill Cosby's place. I wonder if he was on.
Yeah, right.
I wonder if he was on the app. Yeah, Bill. Like went out with them. I don't remember anything. So CNET's got it here. The T-App data breach, what was exposed. Let's see here. Business Insider has T-App hit with 2 class action lawsuits. I guess we'll go with this one. They got hit with 2 class action lawsuits after a data breach exposed private messages and 72,000 images.
And it gets me. It really annoys me because they're leading it like, oh, there's a data breach, so they're getting a lawsuit. But they're not. They're leaving out the part, which is that these women were doing it to the men to begin with, and now they're upset when it got done to them.
Yeah,
they keep leaving that part out.
That is, wait, they're going after X and 4chan. Oh my God. Okay. Good luck with that. Okay. So they said the T-App saga continues to brew. It's taken a legal turn on Monday. The viral app, which lets women post anonymous reviews of men
and their locations and their private information and stuff. But you're not mentioning all that. all the stuff you're pissed about, you guys got to do. You're not mentioning that.
It was hit with 2 class action lawsuits. Both lawsuits were filed in response to the data breach they experienced last week, which exposed 72,000 images, including selfies and IDs used for verification and private messages. I guess they're not so private. A T spokesperson declined to comment. Yeah, because you're going to court. The 2 lawsuits filed in California.
Oh, sure. Of course it's California.
Alleged negligence, breach of implied contract, and other claims. Well, when your marketing is literally... you can talk shit about men anonymously and you never have
space.
The safest space. Yeah, I guess it really wasn't. I guess
they're filing it in California. I'm guessing T's located in California.
I feel like this is going to be a documentary, kind of like the WeWork documentary, kind of like the Fire Festival
I look forward
documentary.
to it.
One lawsuit filed on behalf of Griselda Reyes. Griselda, wasn't that the old cat from Cats?
Yeah, something like that.
The one that sang Memories, wasn't that her name? Says that she submitted a photo while signing up for T that was accused or accessed in the breach. I don't think that this organization intended to violate people's rights. Scott Cole, the lead attorney, said, I think they were just sloppy.
Well, okay, again, let's look at this. Griselda's mad because her stuff got leaked. I don't think this organization intended to violate people's rights, except the whole thing is about violating men's rights. You should say women's rights, because at the end of the day, you had no problem letting them put information about guys on there. None. You had no problem about that. So you want to talk about violating rights?
They went very viral very recently, and their numbers just went through the roof. The case seeks an injunction requiring T to encrypt all data and purge private information, as well as monetary damages as determined by the court. Times how many people, times, and that's just the women that signed up. What about the men who, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, there hasn't been any announcements of ones from men.
Yet.
They'll probably try to block those. Oh, yeah, yet.
A T spokesperson previously told Business Insider, we are working to identify any users whose personal information was involved, and we will be offering free identity protection services to those individuals.
Okay. Are you offering free identity protection services to the men whose information got, put out on T-App? That their location, where they worked, all that stuff. Are you going to give them identity protection? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know. Yeah, because their phone numbers, their personal lives, everything's out there. The second lawsuit brought on behalf of an anonymous Jane Doe. That's a really common name.
Yeah, right.
I wish parents would be more creative. No. They said she joined T for one simple reason. She wanted to anonymously warn other women in her Northern California community about a man who graped at least 2 other women. The app promised her that anonymity. It promised her safety. It promised to delete her verification data. T broke every one of those promises. The second lawsuit also names X and 4chan as the... How the hell are you going to sue 4chan? You can sue 4chan?
Because that's where the information got leaked. Okay, let's look at this. They're gonna sue X and 4chan because that's where their information was leaked to. Again, let me remind you that T had all kinds of dudes' information leaked on that social media platform, and so if you can sue 4chan and X, why can't those dudes sue you?
They did not respond to requests for comment. So this is where things are going to get tricky, and this is a whole conversation that's coming up now. Like, are these platforms responsible for users posting stuff, it could potentially break the law or leak sensitive information or whatever? And if they are, like, they're going to shut down a lot of these forums. I could see a time where, 4chan and the forums and whatever, they get shut down just because they don't want to be legally responsible for people posting stuff on there.
Again, I want to repeat that they're shutting that they want to go after them because they put that information that was the private information out on, they allowed it to be put out there, and the whole app was meant to be private information for men. I'm just saying. Yeah. I can't understand how you could not see the hypocrisy here.
So I kind of sort of get what the purpose of it was. This situation here, that somebody's trying to warn other women about this guy.
That was the purpose. Again.
That was the purpose. But
how do we know that the woman wasn't making it up? We don't know that.
Well, there's also that too. Why didn't you go to the authorities? Did you go to the authorities?
That's the purpose. That was the point of it. And in that regard, I agree. The problem is that it went from that to, we're going to rate dudes, give them thumbs up, give them like, then people were putting people's locations and all that crap down and private information about them and information about their dates and all this other shit. I don't understand why one is protected and one is not, other than one has tits and one doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't know. This is going to be really, really interesting going forward, because I think once word gets back to some of these guys that their stuff is on there, and if it turns out to be defamatory, I think it's going to be death by a thousand cuts. I think this app is going to be sued into oblivion, and they might just like shut it down and be like, you know what? It was a bad idea. We had a good idea. We're like, hey, let's help keep women safe. It got abused. Of course it did. And now we're going to die. Death by a thousand cuts. We're going to get sued into the ground, and that's going to be the end of it. And then there's going to be all kinds of new laws.
Nothing of value was lost.
Yeah, nobody even knew this thing existed until last week.
I mean, and the thing is, they put it themselves on the radar by, the media getting hold of it, and then men found out, and they're like, wait a minute, I could be on there. And then, of course, if there are hackers out there, they're going to go look, because they're going to be like, oh shit, And I just can't wrap my head around. I can't wrap my head around how they think it's okay if they do it, but it's not okay if, if someone does it to them. I just can't wrap my head around this.
Because the patriarchy deserved it.
It's just bullshit.
Anyway, we're going to wrap this one up.
Yes.
There we go, guys. Spilling the tea on tea. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.